Bum, bum, bum. It seems to be coming together nicely here. All right. Cool, man. Yeah, it's looking good. Everything's seems to be meshing there. Yeah, it seems to be. There we go. Okay, hi. Hello, everyone in internet land. It is I, Titan the Great Dane, and we're going to be working on some images here that have been rendered in Nvidia Iray. So, as you can see, the model we have here is a beautiful shepherd. The shepherd turned out really nice, and I got two headshots here that I rendered. Now, each one on my current computer, it took roughly about 4 hours for each one. So this is headshot number 1, and this is headshot number 2. So I really like his sultry look on headshot number 2, and headshot number 1 just seems to have just a little more color to it. But you might have noticed that there's like these funny little lines here, and that's from the Iray renderer. And this is actually going by some stats and that I was researching online, again, on YouTube, for why the Iray renderer seems to be making these little highlights here. And I've adjusted my light sources and moved the camera around a bit. And one of the big reveals that someone was saying online is I have to deal. Actually, I'm going to show you. We're going to go this. We're in the render settings tab here in Daz Studio, and go to all. Slide all the way down here. Where to go? Where are you? Where are you? Where the deuce did you go? Yeah, I've all selected. Where the heck did that go? I'm looking for nominal luminance. There's so many different options here for the Iray render. Nominal luminance. Nominal. There it is. I have my finger over it. I have it set to 200, which is what they're recommending online on YouTube. Is what set it at 200, and I'm still getting these highlights, like all over his face. Now, his face is closer to the light source, as you can tell, like along the back there. It's not. There's hardly any at all. But it's only when it gets closer to the light source that we get these white lines. Now, this is what we're going to do. And like, I really like how the render turned out, except for these white lines. So this is what we're going to do in Photoshop, is that we're going to be using content aware, and we're going to be getting rid of all these lines. Now, I'm trying to decide which one I should keep. Should I keep this one, which is headshot number 2 for my portfolio? Or should I keep this one? Which one should I work on there, chat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you notice the angle's been changed over here, eh? So it should be more white along there. That's where the light source is in that angle, because his angle in here was like that for headshot number 2. Yeah. Here I was playing around with them a bit and moving it around. Now, another reason I went back to the Iray render is because the Iray render renders out individual strands of hair, whereas the Octane renderer, this one I was using for the last few days, does not render out individual hair strands. So that's why I went back to the Octane renderer here. Went back to the Nvidia Iray renderer from Octane, so I can get my individual hair. Yay me! So of course, if you go for back to the Iray, you get these lines, and using the actual tips that I saw on YouTube there didn't work out for me. But, you know, that's okay. We just roll with the punches, and we just keep going on with it. Now, which one should I keep? This one here? Here, let's kind of scroll them out a bit. See, I'm torn between the two. I'm torn. this one or this one? Which one do I want to work on? Here, we'll just kind of go like that so we have the same sizing. There we go. That one or that one? I love the expression in space here on the shepherds here. That one's good too. It shows more of his eyes, and I really like the eyes. It's just this one, he just looks so naughty. Yeah, and they took 4 hours to render on each. About 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 4 hours and 10 minutes on my current computer. Maybe if I get rid of that. Oh, I haven't felt so torn because this is for my online portfolio, at TitanTheGreatDane.com. Which one should I do? Which one should I work on? Should I work on headshot number 1? Or should I work on headshot number 2 to clear up the white lines from the render? Bum, 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 ba, bum, bum. Number 1 or number 2? Number 1? Number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Let me know, chat. Which one should I clear out the white lines in? Number 2 or number 1? Let's have a look-see here. I'm kind of partial to number 1. Yeah, I think we're going to work on number 1 today. Okay. Boop. All right, so we're going to work on number 1. So we're going to use content aware in Photoshop to get rid of these funky little white lines that the Iray renderer did to my hair model while rendering out the individual strands of hair. Okay, cool. So we're going to kind of grid this out a bit, where we're going to work in batches here and then just follow the white lines all the way around. Yeah, let's do that. Cool, and not zoom in so much. Because I will admit, the Iray renderer is really good for doing natural skin tones. Like, it even got the wrinkles in that, and the flex skin underneath the hair there, eh? Pretty cool. And then, of course, when the thumbnails come along, it's going to be only like that size, so yeah, just kind of work with it. So we don't want it too small. Cool. All right, get my stylus here. Cool. So just like we were doing yesterday with our husky, we're going to work on these guys, little bits of these lines here. Right on. Hit the old shift key. Okay. Okay. And then we're just hitting shift F5. Okay. There. Gonzos. And it kept the reason I also use content aware is that it kept the direction of the hair. You see how it still kind of keeps going that direction? If I use a denoiser on this in the Photoshop, it'll blur everything and I start to lose the detail in individual hairs. Yay. Alright, keep working here. This one I think is going to take a little while longer. But we'll do the best we can, eh, chat? Yeah, we'll do the very best we can. Okay. Stick in my grid area. Cool. Now this one, it might blur it out kind of weird. So let's take off our black background. Oh, yeah, yeah. See, it blobbed it out, eh? So Control Z that one. Yeah, that's when we have this use the clone tool, and the clone tool can be kind of crazy with us sometimes. So right now we'll focus more on the inside parts of the ear, and then we'll get to the other parts, the outer parts. Cool. Actually, no, that one's fine. There we go. Oh, we don't have the song showing. There we are. That's better. That makes things better. Back to this. Oh, darn it. Yay. Because I selected away from my screen, eh? There we go. Kind of stay in our general area. There, that's fun. Cool. Oh, we got a funky one over here. There we are. See, it kept the hairs going in that same direction. Thank you, content aware. Okay, we'll get to those ones in a little bit. Okay. Nice. Gonna keep that one in there. Those ones we'll probably have to do. As a clone. Yeah, that's working out really nicely. Good job. Good job, Titan. Good job. Good job, Titan. Oh, nope. Get out of there. Oh, no, let's do a little in there. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking the gas. Oops. Let's get some more in there. This may seem tedious, but that's okay. Especially when you're going to be using it in your own portfolio. It's best to take a little bit of time, and what better way to do it while you're streaming on Twitch, eh? People, I like watching things like this when I'm watching other great artists on Twitch and even on YouTube and that too, eh? Yeah. Nice. Okay. Move down here. Cool. Okay, let's turn off the black, see if that mucked that up a bit. Yeah, I kind of went in there just a little too much. Yeah, so this one, I might have to do some adjusting. Over into here. Or I'll be with our friend the clone tool. Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. Look alive, look alive. There. Oh my goodness, what is going on? So what happens when I select away from my screen and go to somewhere else? There we go. Nice. Okay. Before we start going crazy around the eye, we're going to be doing the eyes and that probably last. So, take you away. Yeah. Okay. Well, why do we actually use the eraser tool? We have a nice small brush on the eraser. Okay. Make that. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I don't mind losing a few individual strands. Even if a little bit of pressure kind of dulls it out a bit, I'm okay with that. Yeah. This is one of the biggest benefits of having a tablet with that's pressure sensitive. You can adjust how much you can erase, but you don't want to do it on the inside of the ear. You'll just do it on the outside with the fur. Yeah, see, I went way too far there because the eraser was being struck. Now I should be using this with an alpha, but we're using content aware because content aware practically rebuilds places, so it keeps the hairs going in the same direction. Yeah. Yeah, we should. There we go. Take a look here. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. Cool. Gonna grab some water. Very good. to our brush here. No, that's... Oh yeah, that was when I was doing something before. Bit of the burn tool, maybe? Okay, see how that looked. Yeah, that looked pretty good. Maybe we'll use some of the burn tool in here. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that's what I should be doing from the beginning, is using the burn tool in the beginning, eh, chat? Yeah. Maybe if we change this to highlights. Nope. That doesn't seem to do a heck of a lot. Kinda... Ah! No. Okay. Those midtones. I'm kind of bump it up a bit. It was 50%. Let's try 75. Boom. Cool. Yeah, okay. I'm good with that. Cool. Very cool. Nice. Excellent. Here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. 75% is our meal ticket. There we are. For the exterior hairs. I still want to use content aware on the interior hairs. Nope, I don't want that one. Tiny little bit in here. There we go. Oh yeah. Ah! I just hit my keyboard and just flopped down. Hang on. There we go. How's that look? Yeah, there we go. Hey, excellent. Very nice. Yeah, that works. And do this one here. Oh, maybe that was just a little too much pressure. Couple of strokes there. There we go. Nice. Alright, he's a good boy. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Look there. Very good. Excellent. Excellente. Okay, we're gonna use content aware in there. So let's keep going on the outside of the skull here. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll get some content aware going on in this little bit here. There we are. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be too bad in that spot. Okay, that's working. And now my chair just shrunk down on me. Great! Oh, we're having hardware problems going on with our chair. Oh, there we go. I'm like, everything is shrinking. There we go. Oh, alright. Okay, keep going along the outside. Alright. Okay, so here, let's get our burn tool over into here. Is it not doing anything? is going on? Huh. No, it's like it's... Oh, that's because I still have it selected over there. Select, deselect. Or just Control D. Oh, now it's screaming at me. Control D. There we go. It's because I had the selection over there. That's why I wasn't doing anything over here. And I'm like, what is going on now? It's like Monday all over again. Here we are. Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah, that's working. Hey, Photo, how you doing there, man? Scooby-Doo-Doo! Yeah, we're working on our Shepherd here today for my online portfolio, and the Iray renderer from Nvidia makes all these little blips and lines in that when you render individual hairs in Daz Studio. So now we're just kind of fixing that up. So we just roll with the punches, right? So now I'm gonna move right in here, and then we'll get into those hairs there. So let's get back into our selection tool. I'm dead tired. Didn't get home for the shot until 5 a.m. this morning. Oh, wow. Yeah. Was that your second shot? Or is it a booster? Or the shoot. Oh, a photo elite, a photo shoot. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Shoot, photo shoot. Yes, okay, thank you. Awesome. Until like, what was your subject in your photo shoot there, Photo Elite? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. So we'll just keep moving along in here. Content aware. Nice. Yeah, the reason I'm using content aware for this is because it keeps the strands of hair in the same direction that I want them to go. Played with fire, so I needed to stay in 10 to fire until it burned out because I forgot to bring anything to pour water with. Oh, literal. Oh, okay. Yeah. Either literally or metaphor. I get your gist. Yeah. Yeah. That one blurred. Yeah, too much of an area. So let's just stick with these guys. There we go. Alright, so we'll just kind of do this bits at a time. Get rid of our cluster here. Yeah. Literally, I had these chemicals... Oh, literally! I had these chemicals I bought from Amazon, turns the flames into all colors of the rainbow. Oh, right, like with fireworks, where they have the different colors for, like, reds and greens and blues and yellows and that. Yeah, when I was running my showcase store there, one of my employees was a pyrotechnic, and she was telling me about, like, for stage shows and that, and she was telling me all these different, like, real-world ingredients and chemicals and minerals to get different color effects, on stage. Yeah, and although there wasn't that many concerts on Prince Edward Island here, which is where I'm based, she was, like, the only one that people relied on because she didn't kill anyone. You know what I mean? she was when they gave her a budget to work with, they got the production they paid for. So that was cool. And she was a good salesperson too. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, it was really interesting, some of the people she got to see in that. I think she worked on the concert that Ozzy Osbourne was here on Prince Edward Island, like years and years ago. No, it wasn't Ozzy. It was the one with the scarves. It was his daughter was in the movie Armageddon. It was, he had the album Pump. Aerosmith. When Aerosmith was here, she did the pyrotechnics for that. Oh my goodness, it was that long ago, I forgot who the artist was. Oh, that'd be awesome if Ozzy was here. That would have been like, that would have been really slick. If you like to... Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I finally found out what was going on with Stream Elements. so I got it saying something actually decent in there. Awesome. Okay, what have I got going on here? I want the burn tool. Oh, yeah, I gotta make sure I deselect. There we go. Don't do what I was doing earlier. There we are. Now, how's that look? Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Cool beans. Yeah. Oh, no. Should use content aware on that one, but I wonder if I can get away with this. In there. So it doesn't blob it out. Yeah, there we go. So it preserved the strands. Nice. I know the sound guy. I worked on Aerosmith's show at Sweden Rock in 2017. Nice. Yeah, I've met a lot of different people throughout the years. Here on Prince Edward Island and back in Ontario as well, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, and they've all got like these great stories, like things they've lived through, things they've experienced. It's always fascinates me to hear other people's adventures, what they've done in their lives, what they've learned themselves. It's really slick. I think the ear is coming out pretty good now. Okay, so is that point there? Keep my eye on it. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. Cool. Alright. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on his brow. On our wonderful boy Shepherd's brow. Okay, and we're gonna go back to our friend Content Aware. Yes, thank you very much, Photoshop. I appreciate that. Okay, do a test here, just to make sure we're not mucking anything out. Yeah, there we go. That works wonderfully. Cool. How long have you been a photographer for there, Photo? Cool. There we go. Grab that one there. Oh, get that in there a little bit more. Bits at a time, bits at a time. See, there's some kind of grayish white in here, but I think we can... Professionally, about 6 to 8 years. Interested as a hobby, probably something like 20-ish. Yeah. Probably interest as a hobby is 20. And even when you're the hobbyist, you really learn like a lot of the great foundational stuff. And then it's like, I'm ready to go professionally. And then like 8 years as a professional, that is great. Kudos to you. Kudos to you, man. For doing renders and illustrations. I started as a technical illustrator for Camco catalogs. And Camco, what was in a Camco catalog was replacement parts for General Electric stoves and ovens and things like that. I had no bloody clue what I was doing for the first couple of years. Yeah. It was by the seat of your pants, eh? It's like fake it till you make it. And I hate to say it, but that it actually works. But what's really great doing it that way is that you do your own self-discovery. This is something that you actually want to do, right? And it's like, yeah, I want to keep up with this, and it just blossoms from there, right? And then over time, when you learn how to use the equipment you have at the time, it makes you a better person in your craft to be able to have more proficient results. Like this whole content aware thing that I'm using on the Shepherd here was out of necessity, where earlier this year is like when I was working within the broadcast industry as a freelancer, when they gave me a job to do, it was either due same day or next day, and I was given like pictures and things, or things to pose in 3D and to render out. And then when I have like results like this with fur, and you only had like 4 hours to go to hand it in, you figure out pretty quick, what have I used before to make things work, and then it's like, oh, it works, and then you get kind of stuck to it, eh? Yeah. But I also like learning a lot of new things too. Like I like to branch out and try different things just to see if they will work. And if they work, then I just add it to my arsenal. But if it doesn't work, then okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But it's kind of like in the beginning, you have to, in the very beginning, when you're like, say, I would probably say being an apprentice. When you're an apprentice in a new skill, it's kind of best to not have the best equipment. It's using tools and things just to get the job done. And then when you learn how to get the job done with what you have, then you, aka, graduate to the more expensive equipment. But then when you get this more expensive equipment, you know precisely how to use it to do what you need to do, and then you progress from there, and that's where the accolades start to accumulate, right? It's like, yeah, this guy can do this with this, with this, and oops, and you become a solution provider. People find out, like everyone talks, right? People find out that you're the person to go to when there's a problem, or you need something done quickly, or you need done something right the first time, because you learn how to do through the School of Hard Knocks. Oops. Helps you to do the right keystrokes. Yeah. Yeah. Like when I bought my very first computer, it was an iMac clone from Power Computing. It was to get into like the digital arts and things like that, and I could only afford the clone at the time. I couldn't afford the full range Macintosh, because that was like 3 times the price. Yeah, that about sums it up. So I couldn't afford Photoshop, and I wanted to do things because I already lined up 2 clients. I already lined up a real estate agent who wanted to expand his business, and he was really just starting out. He was probably in the business not even 2 years yet as a real estate agent, but he already sold, I think, like 5 houses, and he was doing it part-time, but he wanted to go full-time. So he wanted somebody to kind of like do his flyers and things like that. And then I was doing the work for Mr. Galen's at Banner Graphics, doing the technical illustrations. So I could only afford the computer at the time. With the graphic acceleration card, I think it was by a company called Twin Turbo, and that really helped. But I couldn't afford Photoshop, because Photoshop was still $1,000, and the internet was still in its infancy, where it was still kind of dial-up, but it was not quite as bad as dial-up, but it was before DSL. It was kind of like in that weird time. So I couldn't get a hot version of Photoshop to use or anything like that, right? I subscribe to Adobe Cloud, but back then, way back in the days, it was all the software you used was ones where you had shared serial numbers, right? And it worked. And Adobe knew this, right? Adobe knew this, and Adobe knew way back then that the more users you have learning your software, the more inclined they are to keep using that software and eventually purchase it. And that was the same with other studios that I knew of. Like every single person that worked for like Kempville Graphics or Triumph Graphics or I guess really those two big guys that were in Barrie, Ontario, they all learned from software they got from friends and they installed on their computer. So yeah, but since they learned on it and they stuck with it, in time, when they could, they were able to buy it, and Adobe knew this. And now that's Adobe, like, was it 11 years ago now? They went through the subscription model, and now I have all their software except the Substance software under my arsenal for one monthly fee, and I couldn't be happier. And you get all the updates and that, and of course, sometimes they update a little too early for some bits of software, and like say in Adobe Premiere, and things crash like crazy. So you wait for the next update, or you don't do the update when the first major update comes out, and you kind of like wait a couple days, then you do the update after that update, and then everything's all tickety-boo. So right on. Okay, that eye's good. Now I'm gonna keep the hair over the eye. I'm gonna keep it there because it does show. Oh, oops! I made an oops. Okay, so this is where we get. Our smudge tool. Now I could use the clone tool. Was that already there earlier? I didn't notice. Okay, we're gonna have to use the clone tool. Cool. Now I want my brush size get a little bit bigger here. Come on. Slightly. Yeah, 7 is good. I like that. Okay. Oh, you know why? I have Control D. That's why nothing was happening. I'm stuck with the brush tool now anyway. Well, not really, but I am. There. Little bits. Okay, cool. Get back to my lasso. Yes, thank you, Photoshop. Yeah, I appreciate it. Now what did I hit now? Oh. But yeah, I'm just tickled pink to be using the Adobe Cloud. And it was actually Adobe Cloud that got me into After Effects, and I started messing around with After Effects, and then getting my pictures into After Effects and see what fun things I can do with that, and that's great. Now I went on to thanks to YouTube. If I have an idea, I just search for what I'm thinking about in YouTube as like a full sentence, and then I find exactly what I'm looking for. So thank you, YouTube, for having such a great algorithm for reading my mind. Especially when I type it in all kind of crazy, I have no idea what I'm even trying to ask, because I don't understand. Even what I'm asking for, YouTube's figured it out. They figured it out in their algorithm. And I think their algorithm is based on just people using it in certain ways, and they gauge and report everything that people do, which just makes it better, and I appreciate that. I'll be back. I need to grab my camera and clean it. There's soot and ash all over it after the fire experiment last night. That's cool, man. That is cool. Yeah, because if we don't take care of our equipment, we're done for. Alright, so let's get into here. Very good. Very good. We're feeling it. What am I doing here? Nice. Okay, I'm gonna get back into his brow because I kind of went over into his eye just a little too much. Might get us some water. Very nice indeed. Okay. Cool. Well, we're doing better progress today than we were yesterday. That's good. I like that. Cool. Oh, got some tiny bits in here. Which I'm not too worried about, because when you're doing these things, you think about the end result, right? Like, where are you going to be using this image? For me, it's going to be on the online portfolio. Cool. Oh, this is a nice little song. Cool. Yeah. So, you know, I don't think I actually continued on with that story. Like I talked about not having the software for my computer, and I spent all my money on my computer, but not having the software for it. Oh, it's getting my cough here. Hang on. There we go. We're back. Coughing is good. Get it out of there. The software I wound up buying to get me on my way to work with that real estate agent and also work with banner graphics and that was Debna Software's Canvas 5. So Canvas 5 back in the day was like Photoshop, just for Photoshop back in the day was $1,000. No feathering, and I couldn't afford just one program because I needed illustration and I needed like photo editing, all that as well too, eh? And then working with technical illustrations, every now and then you actually had to have precise measurements. Well, not exactly precise, because the illustrations I did over at for the Camco catalog was generalizations of what these parts look like as an illustration for repairmen to use to replace General Electric products, right? So, but I needed it maybe once every 2 months. I needed this feature, so Debna Software's Canvas 5 fit the bill. It did what I needed to do, and it was actually a good photo editor. It did have curves, it did have layers, and what was neat is that you can layer illustration layers and photo layers together. So you can have a screened layer with blending over an illustration, and it would look correct. So I thought that was the bee's knees, and I used that for a while. And I actually didn't even get Photoshop until like years and years later, when there was like a promo at Georgian College. If you had a Georgian College student card, you can get the software at student prices. And I had a friend who went to Georgian College full time, so I went in with my friend, and we did this thing where they tried to buy it, and their credit card didn't work, and said, "Oh, I'll just use my card to buy it with." And I got out my Visa card and I bought it, and there you go. and back then, when you're getting the student edition of software, they put in whatever name they want. So I said, well, because we're using my credit card, we better use my name, but we're going to use this person's student card. And the person's like, yeah, sure. So that's how I was able to get a student version of Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator and what was the other one they had? It was before they bought Macromedia's Dreamweaver. There was one that they had that you could put things on the web in like a grid, and then where you put it on this grid, it would stay in place because it dealt with coordinates. Kind of like how nowadays where you have an image map. It was like an image map, but it was a whole web page. And you could line up this grid, and where you put things on the grid, it would stay in place. Now that was a big thing too, because everyone's using tables on their web pages to put things on the web and to have it stay in a general place. And this is way before mobile phones ever got on the web. So people only really surfed on the web. Yeah, that worked out really good. Yeah, it kept all the hairs in the same direction. Whoops. Yeah, whatever. No pixels selected. So, and I felt all proud of that, because now I officially have the official software. Now, if I ever had a real problem, I can call Adobe on their helpline, the Canadian helpline, to get some real help on things. And I just felt like I was on the moon. I was so proud that I finally had the official software. And I did call Adobe's tech line a couple times on how to do something. I think it was trying to, yeah, it was a picture of it was a photo of a person on a snowmobile in their snowmobile garb, going over an icy lake with a snow backdrop, and the picture was practically blown out because, you know, there's lots of white, and then when you look at something real life, you could see all these blues and yellows and things like that with the human eye. But at the time, the cameras, they would, unless you had like an amazing lens and whatnot, and you knew how to set up your shot, everything was all washed out as white. And I had to call them and ask them, well, how do I fix this? You know, and they told me how to do it in Photoshop, and it was layering up the correction layers. It was really neat. It was kind of like, it was like, this might seem redundant nowadays, but back in the day, they told me to layer up the curves, like I would duplicate the same thing multiple times, like probably 10 times, add a curves layer to each one. It was before you can, it was way before you could actually, what am I doing here? No, I didn't want to do that. No, because it's selected. I wanted to, you know how you would go down here and you would choose curves and you would make a curves layer? Well, back then they didn't have curve layers in Photoshop. You actually had to layer up your layer. So the first layer would be like 10% opacity. The next layer would be 20% opacity with the curves adjustment, and then so on and so forth. 30% opacity, 40% opacity, 50% opacity, and you just kept doing that. And then when you have all these layers with different opacities, then you would slowly adjust the opacity, or hide a layer, one layer at a time, until you get the result that you wanted. And it worked. It was very time consuming, more time consuming than what I'm doing here, but it would get the result you wanted. And I was grateful for that. Like, really, really grateful. So, and then I kept that as my repertoire for ages. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Undo. Yeah, because it grabbed part of there. So we're gonna hit Alt. We're gonna minus that out. Okay, now this. That's probably what happened with the other eye. Okay, so we're gonna deselect you, and we're gonna grab our burn tool, and we're just gonna burn that out gradually, just a little bit. Little bits here, little bits there. There. I could use the clone tool, but that's okay. There. We're gonna keep the hairs over the actual eyeball, though. Yeah, that looks pretty safe. I don't know why I just did that, but oh well. No, now I'm being fussy. Fussy! Fussy Titan! Titan's being fussy. He's a fussy boy. Not as fussy as trying to get my dogs outside while it's raining. That's being fussy. He's like, no, I don't want to go and pee. You gotta go pee. I don't want to pee. I'll pee in the house. Dryer. No, you're not peeing in the house. Aww. Funny dogs. Especially Harley. Harley is my Great Dane, who's a year and a half years old, and everything's still impressionable. So everything you do, she remembers. There we go. Yeah, that worked out nice. Okay, grab that. Yeah. This is working for me. Yeah. So we'll kind of select that. Get into there. Don't move too far away from my grid. There we go. Content aware out. Oh, did I go? No, it worked out really well. Cool. Excellent. Oh, he's a happy victim. Okay, so now we're gonna get into here. Shift key, Titan. Shift key. There we go. The music makes it more dramatic than what it is. Yeah, that worked out nicely. Okay, keep going where I'm going. Do bits at a time. A little sense of control. Yeah. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Hey, Cheeky Kane, thank you so much, and thank you so much for the follow earlier today. I really appreciate it. Welcome to my world. This was a render in Daz Studio using the Nvidia Iray, and it has a high tessellation for the fur, and it makes these little lines when you render it out, because the Iray renderer can render out individual strands of fur, and but even though I adjust my light source like a crazy person, yeah, laugh, adjust my light source like a crazy person, I fix this up in Photoshop. So what a better place to do this than to stream it while we're on Twitch, eh? And then have a good conversation with some good friends, right? All part of the fun. Here, I'm gonna grab some water. But yeah, Titan here, he's being run in Unreal Engine right now. Looks awesome. Thank you so much, Chicken Gang. Yeah, are you streaming later today too? Yeah, because I want to pick your brain on some things as well. No, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. But I super appreciate you being on here with me. Oh, man, I really do. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that. Cool. Now, the reason I'm using content aware in Photoshop on this is because it keeps the strands of hair in the same direction that they're going. If I used like a denoiser, it'll blur it all out. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the heart. Yeah. So, oh well. A little bit of pain for some pleasure, right? A little bit of pain for some pleasure later on. We're laying down the foundation. Cool. Cool, man. So, there we are. Some of these I'm definitely keeping because I think it looks good, especially when you scroll out. It just looks really nice. So yeah, very nice. Yeah, the shepherd is a happy boy. He's a happy boy. Back over here. Awesome. Little bits at a time. Awesome. Oh, that might be a little too much. Let's see if I screwed it up. Nope. Good. It's a tad blurry, but I can live with it. I can live with that. But it's the overall picture you look at, right? It's the overall picture. When you do anything, you try to think of the overall picture. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till your game comes out in a month's time there. That looks super fun. And then when you actually put that portal aspect in, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. And you say it's going to be out for Android and iPhone, so that's perfect. Because I have an Android and an iPhone. It's actually the iPhone is helping drive Titan right now. I use the iPhone for I use the iPhone for my streaming, and I use the Android for my calls and my texting. Am I a bad person for doing that? I don't know. Maybe I am, but oh well. Just roll with the punches. Just roll with all the fun. Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm gonna spot in here I want. Cool. Thanks for the support, man. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's and then get the word out too, right? You know, because the best thing is word of mouth, right? And when people have word of mouth, when someone talks about someone else's achievements and accomplishments, it's you empower the other person to want to know what you're doing, right? And I am such a firm believer of that. Yeah. And it was actually Twitch showed that your stream to me, and like, I must know what is going on. So they say there's no discoverability on Twitch. I disagree. There is discoverability on Twitch. Case in point. So yeah, and I see a great creator, someone I want to know more about, doing something I like. Yeah. You're welcome. Cool. Me, I'm just here for the music. I'm just here for the music. Midnight Zenith? Yeah, right on. Alright. I haven't butchered him up. This is great. This is good. And I love the fact that I'm retaining his hairs. Makes me happy. Happy Titan. Happy doggo. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Better hit my content aware. There we are. Work on these little bits here before we start getting into there. Piece at a time, piece at a time. Awesome. I'm not following my own advice. Bad Titan. Boy. What did I just... Oh. Thank you, Control Z. The inventor of the Control Z, my hat is off to you. If I was wearing a hat. You know, talking about my iPhone, I should adjust my iPhone a bit, because once I get really concentrating, I see Titan freezes because he gets out of frame. So I should adjust my camera quite a bit. Add it to the list, right? Add it to the list. There we go. Okay, now I think we can start getting into here. Okay, let's move him up a bit. Look at that smile. Oh, he's got a lovely smile. Lovely smile. Okay, now little bits here and there. Yeah, okay, let's make that one bigger. There we go. We're really humming along. That's because we have good company today. We have great company today. You are all great. I so appreciate it. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. No, you're not here to listen to me sing. All right. Now what have we got here? Oh, I didn't go enough over. There we go. Work some magic. Work that magic. Working, working, working. Working, working, working. You know, one profession I always thought was interesting, and people look at me like I just came from the moon, is a bricklayer. You know, a bricklayer who lays bricks, who does the mortar, and probably makes the bricks on site to build a wall. I always thought that was really fascinating. In another home that I lived in, we had to have our chimney rebuilt, and I was just fascinated how they're working with this. And the chimney, or I should say the wall that the chimney was on, the reason that we had to get the chimney rebuilt is because the chimney was pulling away from the outside exterior wall. Whoops! That's me hitting the button on my stylus by accident because I twisted my stylus. Was coming away from the wall and was breaking apart, so because it was coming away from the wall. So we had to have the old chimney removed and then have it rebuilt. And oh, what is going on here? Doesn't want to play nice, this guy. There we go. Because there was what they called a plume in the wall. The wall was kind of bending inwards a bit from the foundation on the inside of the house itself wasn't supported correctly when they installed the click laminate floor. So it had a bit of a curve in it. Now they fixed that before they fixed the chimney, but it was fascinating watching this bricklayer put the bricks on one at a time, and getting the mortar on there. He didn't use any measuring tools at all. It's like from the bag, like the mix, like not really a concrete mix, but the mix to make the bricks and the mortar itself, was just in bags, and he just like poured it into like this giant bucket, and then mixed it with a shovel. Didn't use any measuring tools at all. And the water, he was just pouring water in from the garden hose. Didn't measure out how much water came in there. He just knew from experience. And I think it was one of those first times I ever really, truthfully appreciated a different trade that wasn't anywhere near to mine. And I think it was that experience there where when I see other people like Chinny Can do that programming there for making that game, and the game looks very, very playable, I was like really begin to appreciate the work and the thought process and the experience to get things to look and behave the way that you want it to. And then when getting back to the bricklayer, when the bricklayer was actually laying the bricks, he would literally slop mortar onto, I think they called it a lathe that was in his other hand, and then just put the mortar on, which would be the exact same height and exact same thickness as the previous bits of mortar, and then it puts the bricks on. And then if it was a little bit out of alignment, he would just adjust it with his hand, and then just any mortar that comes out of one knot, he would just fix it up, and he would do it really quickly. Like, they had that chimney up in, like, after they had it torn down, they had the new chimney up in 3 days, even with that plume, and they adjusted for the plume with the bricks and the mortar. It's absolutely fascinating. Now, I didn't watch them the whole way through because I was doing other things, but I told them right when they were done, they should put their own little plaque in there saying this was done by Rudd Construction or whatever they called themselves. I don't even know if they're still around, but it was fascinating. And then I kept that throughout all these decades. I kept that, like knowing enough to appreciate other people's work and be able to realize how much dedication and work goes into that. Right? So, yeah. Yeah. Fun stuff. Cool. Oop, I didn't grab enough there. We're really humming along nicely here, guys. We're doing great here, chat. I think I might have grabbed too much there. Let's see. Let's kind of click away. No, that worked out pretty good. Okay. Thank you. Now this is where it's going to get a little freaky, because we got the tongue in there, eh? I might have to use the burn tool, but we'll see. We'll see. Nope, that worked out really good. Nice. It's working! It's doing what we want it to do. Yeah, I can jump down here. If I get too distracted doing things, I never go back to what I was doing originally. Isn't that just how the human condition is? Okay, now. Here I'm going to have to be fairly selective. I think I might only just grab really this guy here. And then this guy here, because I do like the gray. Because I do have gray as the material for the fur to stem from. Yeah, I'm just going to grab the burn tool here. Oh, deselect. Come on. There we go. No, that's a smudge tool, silly. Ah! Deselect. Layers. There we go. Goodness gracious. Burn tool. There we go. There we go. Cool. Alright. Did we just hear the song? Hang on a second. Epidemic Sound, what are you doing? Okay, we're going to... maybe that song sounds very familiar to another song because the title is different. Okay. Oh, I'm just a crazy person. I'm just a crazy doggo. Crazy doggo. Alright, so I still have the burn tool going on. Yeah. Yeah, I want to keep those gray hairs. Keep the grays. Shows you're distinguished. There we go. Great. Oh yeah, this is working out really nice. Wow, we did really good job. Nice. Yesterday. Looking over my work here. Okay. Why don't we get back to this guy here? Get ourselves comfortable. Yeah, that worked out really nice. Well, there's one in here. Editing strand by strand, so much attention to detail, much respect. Thank you so much. Yeah, the reason I'm doing it strand by strand is because it keeps the direction of the fur when I'm using content aware. So when I'm using content aware in Photoshop, set to normal at 100% with preserve transparency turned off, it keeps the hair in the same direction. It's only when I get to the exterior parts that I actually have to use different tools, because then I'll kind of blob it out. Like, I'll show you. So, and that's too much of an area there, but we'll just kind of grab this. This is just for fun. Oh, you can't tell. Here, move this over. Now you can see good old Aries there. So we just have this area here. Okay, let's kind of go smaller. Okay, so if we just have this here, and then I go content aware, as is, it blobs it out, right? Because it's grabbing it from this side. So that's when I get to the edges, I have to use different tools, eh? So yeah, it's all part, and that's just learning from experience. And it's because of Iray, the Iray renderer. And my Iray render is set to, with the nominal luminance is set to 200, which is what they recommend on that YouTube channel. And doesn't work for me. Well, it didn't work that much as well. And my tessellation is set to 2. Nope, no, we want all layers. Yeah, my tessellation slides for the Iray render is set to 2. So, and I've even adjusted my my lights as well, because the lights affect what the color is, eh? But, you know, it's kind of, it does its thing when I guess it's too close to the actual, too close to the light source, but it really makes it look really, really nice. Now, this picture over here, this one here, I had it at a different angle, so I have the light source is all along here, the way his angle is. And that's actually how his position is it's actually something like that. Well, you get the gist. Here I'm moving this with my stylus. It prefers to be moved around with the mouse. See, it's kind of like that one there is like that, right? So, yeah, that is that. Just change the position around a bit more, but yeah, even he needs to be worked on quite a bit. But that little bit there, like at the beginning of the stream, his face was just littered with all these little white specks everywhere, all over the place. Even, I think maybe probably more so than on this one. So yeah, super cool. Well, thank you. thank you. Yeah, because when you have a production background, you learn how to do things quickly, even if it's not even the right tool. It's like using a hammer to thumbtacks on some instances. But when you only have hours to finish a job, and they told you to do something and it needs to be done in 6 hours, and it's a fairly decent job, so you just like go with it, but you work with things that you have. Yeah. You do what you can, where you can, when you can. But he's turning out really nicely. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking him. He's a good boy. And his eyes, I spend a lot of time on the eyes. I spend a lot of time because the eyes are the windows to the soul. I spend so much time on eyes just to get the eyes right. And I like the fact that he has the hair over his eyes after the render. Like, I really like that. It just adds that little bit of randomness that makes it seem more authentic. Yeah. Because Titan here that you see talking to you, he was posed and rendered out in Daz, and then brought into Blender to add the blend shapes, and then brought into Unreal Engine, where the blend shapes become morph targets, quote unquote, to get them working, eh? And he has all 52 R-Kit blend shapes on him, but I've had to tone a lot of things down because my computer is not very fast. So I had to scale back a lot of things. Like, and also too with Great Danes, they have his jowls droop down over his muzzle, so I had to adjust the way he's talking with his muzzle to pull up a little bit more, but his mouth moves less than what the defaults are, just to get him to kind of like look right without killing my computer. Because my computer is just screaming right now, running at high CPU and high GPU, which I've shown on previous streams. So yeah. So there's my rant saying I need a new computer. But it'll happen in time, right? I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this a lot. So let's deselect that. Okay, so now we're gonna nitpick. We're gonna look for little bits that are sticking out. Yeah, really. I agree. See, there's a little bit there that could be bothersome. Well, not really, but it's going for my portfolio. Oh, you know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't saved. File save. There we go. Imagine, dude, like, I've done that too, where I've worked on something for eons and I forget to save. Or you export it and you don't save, and you know when you're in a hurry and you just want to shut down a computer and it says, are you sure you don't want to save your changes? Yes, no, maybe, or whatever. And you click no, and then you realize, I only have the exported version of what I just worked on. And then you scream inside. That's happened to me more than once. And there are times where I had to go back to the original file and I had all the layers, and I'm like, gee, I wish I wasn't an idiot at that moment. What can you do when you live in a shoe? See, it kept the strands. Kept the strands going in the direction. Awesome. And I like doing new things too. Alright. I think that might be a little too big. Nope. Looks good. Oh, there's little dots here. Little bothersome dots. Goodbye, little dots. And then here is kind of progressing into the gray, so I like the gray because he does have gray in his fur or his skin material. So oh, I think I just selected part of his skin. No, that works. That works. But here we're gonna have to get our burn tool. Oh, because I got that selected. Okay. Oh, is that too much? Let's take a look. No, it works. It works. Cool. It's cool. I like the little hairs in there, little gray hairs. Boop. A little bit of boop. Cool. I think that was the song that had the sound of the chair creaking back and forth. It wasn't me. No, cool. Very cool. Little spot here. Yeah, when you're doing this tedious kind of stuff, you have to keep things close. Like, you can't do a highlight here and here and here because you'll forget what you've done. And it'll just mess you right up. It's kind of like debugging code. But code is fun. I like code. I learned C++, and then I was doing Unity for a little while. And, oh man, I gotta run. But thanks for the stream. See you soon. Thank you so much. I'll probably see you later on your stream. Cheers. Have a great one. Awesome. But yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it'll come back to me. It usually does. Awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about code. Yeah, where I learned. Yeah, lots of love too. Thanks, man. Back at you. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I learned how to code C# in Unity after I learned C++ first, and then that was a lot of fun. And then when I got an Unreal Engine, I haven't touched code once. I've been using Blueprint for everything. So yeah, but I know with code, you have a more sense of control of what you want to do with your subject, right? Yeah, there we go. And then with code, you can actually really say, I made this. I made this myself. And then when other people enjoy things that you made, that's just the icing on the cake. That just makes you feel good. When people enjoy things you've made or contributed to a larger team, it just feels so good. What am I doing? What are you doing, Titan? What are you doing there, boy? Alright, I think our Shepherd is doing really, really well. I'm really happy of how we're going here. Yeah. Oh, is there something here I might have to look at? Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna keep these guys down in here because it just goes with the gray. Well, we got a funny little dot here. Bum bum. Do 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 do. Is that too much? No. Okay. Okay. I should really just focus on the specs. Just the weird specs. Because these ones is fur. It's just these other ones that stick out. No, don't start messing around in there too much. Oh, we got some junk going on in here. I don't know, am I being too picky, chat? No, chat, if I'm being too picky now. We got rid of a lot of mess. A lot of mess is gone. So I'm really liking how he's turning out. This Shepherd is coming out really, really nicely. Yeah, he's coming out really nice. Now that I moved, did I scroll too fast? Did I scroll too fast? See, I like these. I like that. Yeah, I like these little bits in here because it kind of coincides. I like these. Whoops! Oh, thank you, Photoshop. I appreciate that. I don't know. See, this is part of the bane of my existence, where I work on something for a while and then you try to make it too perfect, and then you never stop. You just keep going over and over and over again for the silliest of reasons. Yeah. And that's Shift F5 too for content fill. Yep. Yeah, and I use the content fill because it keeps the strands of hair going the same direction. Oh, there's a funny little one in there. Oh, there's another funny little one. Okay, why don't we just spend a few more minutes just doing these funny little dots. Funny little dots. We're going to keep the hairs over the eyeball. Yep. What have we got here? Did I content to wear those guys 3 times in a row in those spots down here? Let me know in the chat. Cool. Superhero. Oh, I like this song. I like that. This song is a build where it starts off like this and then it gets more progressively awesome. Yep. Yep. See, I even like the fact that it grabbed. Whoops. That it grabbed in the skin texture. Some of the little greenish highlights in there. Yeah, that worked out really nice. Okay, let's go back into his ears. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nice. Cool. We can do it. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. Actually, didn't the Bionic Man have... No, it was the Bionic Woman. She had a Shepherd, didn't she? She had a German Shepherd. And the German Shepherd... Yeah, because the German Shepherd, he had bionic legs, didn't he? In the Bionic Woman. And this is like the 1970s Bionic Woman. I'm sure of it. Okay, for some reason it didn't hit... Is that my enter button? Yeah. Because the lab was on fire, and the Shepherd was in a cage, and he was able to use his bionics to get out of the cage, I think? Oh, it's been so long ago. I could always Wikipedia it, but, you know, guessing is also fun. I think we're really finishing up here really well, guys. Yeah. I think we are. I think we're done. I think we're done. Yeah, that came out really, really good. So, deselect. Save. Yeah, I'm digging it. I am digging this. Okay, cool. Alright, so now I'm gonna keep that. Oh, he's such a good boy. Alright. Cool, and we're gonna put this on Instagram too. I just opened up my Instagram account for Titan. Titan.the.great.dane. that's on Instagram. So I'm gonna post it on Instagram. So I'm just gonna get my little thumbnail on there. And which one do we want to grab? I think this is a fun one here. So let's drag him down. Bring him in there. There we go. There's our boy. There's our boy Titan. This here, because I know Instagram chops off part of things. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking that. Right on. Right on, Governor. Okay, with Titan. So file, save as. Okay, we're gonna face close up with Titan. Okay, so that's the one we're gonna use for Instagram. And then the one we're gonna use on YouTube, we're gonna lock you. Yeah, you're hidden anyway, so okay. We're gonna adjust you. No, actually, new. We want thumbnail. Cool. Alright, buddy, so now we're gonna bring you over to our thumbnail. Oh, yeah. I think, do that there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to expand out his eye, because we got this theme going on with his with the eyes, right? Oh yeah. Cool. Maybe I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. Bring more of his nose in. Yeah, okay. It's just the way the angle is, right? Cool. Cool, man. Why don't we flip it? I'm gonna, hit enter first. Enter. There we go. And now we're gonna transform. We're gonna flip on the horizontal. Bring it over. There we are. Now we're gonna bring Titan over. We'll use the same one. Bring this into here. Our friend Photoshop. Bring it down. Yeah. Maybe bring him up a little bit more. Maybe just shrink Titan down a bit here. Bring it into here. Sweet. This layer, we're gonna just add a black layer in the back. Yep. Boop. There we go. Oh, that is part of it. Cool. Oh, that's his body. That's what it is. Okay, so if that's his body, center that there. Okay, so why don't we make it a little bit bigger here? Yeah, let's really accentuate those eyes. Because that's our theme for this week is the eyes. That's our overabundance theme. There we go. Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Okay. And that's all the thumbnail's going to be. So files, export. Well, actually, I'm going to save it first. Shepherd. German Shepard. German Shepherd thumb. Thumbnail 01. With Titan. With Titan! Save. Cool. Cool beans. And then this one. Yeah, maybe we'll work on him another day. And this one is going to be our Instagram one. Sweet. Yeah, that works. That works really good. All right. I think we got her. Make sure we're in here. Thumbnails. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Where did I export it? Where did you get exported to? File, export. Well, it didn't get exported here. Okay. Save. Nice. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay, so that does us for today there, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to be working on another model tomorrow, starting at the same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 10 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time. And this was fantastic. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.